No glass.
Camera shy.
It's fine.
Action!
Yeah.
The first thing I do is I make sure that I have the materials that I need to do the process, the chemical process of stabilizing the image to the stone. And I have my rosin and talc. There are two different powders. They stabilize the drawing on the stone. Then, it'll get real technical. Then, I prepared 4 ounces of gum with around 10 drops of acid per ounce. I prefer to prepare this part for you because it involves using nitric acid. All right? And you notice I had my gloves and my safety glasses on when I was doing that. That was off camera. All right. The very first part is pretty simple, and it's just to stabilize the drawing of the stone. And I start with the rosin. I sprinkle a little bit of rosin on there. And the rosin is going to stick to the greasy part of the drawing. Because the crayons that you should have, are greasy. And they have different levels of greasiness, and that's why they're marked 1 through 4. I made sure that I covered everything that has drawing, and the rosin actually sticks to the drawing where the crayon is. And this one I recycle. I am very careful when I sprinkle the rosin on because sometimes the lid could be loose. I always put my hand like this with my thumb on top of the lid, then I sprinkle. Because you don't know if it's just going to come off and boom, plops everything up to your stone. Now, I am going to sprinkle talc. It's French talc. That's going to help also stabilize the drawing and also help pick up excess rosin. This, I'm going to wipe off and discard. Now, I am going to start with the etch. And this is a 10 to 1, 10 to 1, which means 10 It's equivalent to 10 drops of acid to 1 ounce. I start on the outside, my margin. That's where it's going to be longer there, the edge. And it's also going to help remove any of your fingerprints. Now I don't want it dripping on the sides. If not, it's going to get under the stone, and then you're going to have to wipe everything in order to prevent it from sticking to the area where you're. Then I'm going to start with the darker areas. And work towards the lighter areas. Now I'm going to go everywhere. This should last about 3-4 minutes, making sure that you're moving the gum, acid solution throughout the image. The edges also, because you also bevel the edge of the stone. You want to protect that too with the edge. Let me sit a second. With the cheesecloth that you use for this, you're only going to use it for lithography and for the gum. I want the edges. And softly pick it up. I don't want to disturb at this point the drawing or any marks that I did on there. And there's another one. Now it's going to feel tacky. The image is still on. You're going to notice some of the drawing materials came off. It got dark. The cheesecloth. That's why you have to be gentle. Now I'm going to buff it in thin. I'm going to buff it in the edge so it's a very thin layer of edge on the stone. There's nothing thick on here with regard to the gum. And I'm going to continue working it until it just slides over. Right now it's still sticky. Now I'm feeling that it's drying. And it slides across the surface of the stone. And you let it sit a minimum of 10 hours. In your case, next class.